first couple laps was that it's still in my blood. I wanted to go faster and faster and faster. And my wife now, as Melody says, you won't live if you go too fast. She'll kill me, not out on the racetrack. But anyway, she never was involved with the racing years ago, so it was kind of good. And I can't tell you how happy. I kind of backed out of racing after my accident real bad in '85. I wasn't able to do it again, and unfortunately I wanted to. I still want to, even though I know I can't. So it was good to get back in and come out here. And when I pulled up yesterday, it was like, I love that smell. Wow, good, that's good. Oh, the sound, wow. So, and then riding, of course, is like, I already have the track memorized in my head from yesterday. So by tomorrow's lap times will be better.
All right, we'll hold you to it.
For like 23 hours, they brought me back and they put me back in. I was unconscious for 12 days. And at the time, what was really inspiring was that if you were a motorcycle racer, you didn't get health insurance. They weren't going for it. In fact, I found Lloyd's of London, $3,000 a month, and back in '85, that was a lot of money. So I didn't have health insurance. I had a little over $100,000 worth of hospital bills, and you guys donated it all to me.
And that was before GoFundMe and that kind of thing. There wasn't online at all. The word got out that a six-figure hospital bill was paid, but it didn't stop there. It was even blood donation.
Oh yeah, and then because I was on the table for so long, I'm not sure which magazine it was, but they said if anyone would donate blood, then I'd accept it. It's true, I don't remember anything. But I was told afterwards that I had the largest Red Cross California donation for a single person that they had ever had at the time. 186 pints you guys gave me. Woo! Again, thank you so much.
Good comes out of adversity, and thanks for modeling that, and thanks for sharing that. After racing, the itch is still there, but just real quickly, you work in healthcare, and you're able to really empathize with people that come in there that are a little banged up.
Yeah, so I quit racing and stayed away from it because I still, even here now, I'm going to go home and God, now I want to get back on. But that's wrong. But anyway, so I ended up going, I was pre-med prior to racing, and I ended up my med stuff, and I work on a surgical unit at a hospital in Twin Falls, and we have a lot of hip replacements and shoulder replacements and stuff like that. And it's like, I know exactly what that feels like. I know exactly where that's coming from, how your pain is. So it's helped me out, and I love people. Thanks, guys. And so it's great to be back doing what I wanted to do. We went out for dinner, and we came back, and we were staying in a typical Japanese hotel on the floor, the bamboo and everything, and we got back up there, and Pops Yoshimura is drinking. The guy never drank. And so I got to talking, and I said, so what's with the drinking, Pops? And he said, I just found out Honda's going racing next year. I thought that was great, more competition. But it brought the level of racing up tremendously, not for a bad thing, but it brought it up because Honda was a big company and had a lot of input. So everyone else had to keep up too, which I said helped my bank account tremendously.
Okay. Before we get into our next thing, I want to ask you if you have any words or questions or anything for the audience. Now that it's not to take away from the autograph session, because at 2 o'clock, we're going to have you at the Superbike tent down here signing autographs, meet and greet, pictures, that kind of thing. But we've got to manage Wes and his time to get him from here to there. So thanks for cooperating with that. We will have autographs and meet and greet at that Superbike tent down there. But before we take a quick break that I don't want you to get up for, do you have any words for these friends here?
Well, I mean, thanks for being fans. I mean, the motorcycle industry will never change. We as riders and participants in whether racetrack or riding up in the hills or down the highway or anything else, we're all one big family. So thank you guys for doing that. I mean, it's great. It's great. Like I said, hadn't been at a race track for a long time, and yesterday it was like I said, the smell, the guys as fans, everyone I've talked to so far, and everything else. It brings back old days. I just got to make sure Mel doesn't want to kill me when I get home, because I want to go back racing again. So,
All right.
thank you guys tremendously. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Wes.
Now, what are your feelings about surprises?
Surprises? About surprises?
Sure. When you don't know what's coming next.
Bring it on.
All right then. Ladies and gentlemen, the President and CEO of the American Motorcyclists Association, Rob Dingman, the Chairman of the Board, Maggie McNally, and Ken Ford from the Board of Directors. Come on up here. Maggie McNally Bradshaw.
I also have with me Jim Viverito, who's also a member of the directors, and Jim has been squiring Wes around all weekend, so they've become
Yay
fast
for
friends.
Jim, because I'd been lost days ago.
We have a special presentation that we'd like to make to Wes. When Wes was inducted into the Hall of Fame inductees got a medal to wear around their neck. And several years ago, we decided it'd be nice to give a nice commemorative ring that they could wear around and show off that they're in the Hall of Fame, because a lot of people don't want to wear medals around in public, but they like to wear rings. So in keeping with the ceremony that we usually have, an induction, we have our induction ceremony in October this year in Orlando as part of the AIM show. We generally have a big, long process, but we would like to present this to you. And Ken Ford, who is the chairman of the American Motorcycle Heritage Foundation and the American Motorcycle Heritage Foundation Committee of the AMA Board of Directors. Ken will do the same thing that he does in Orlando for Wes.
Wes, in recognition of your previous induction into the American Motorcycle Hall of Fame and your many contributions to motorcycling and your many records on the racetrack, it is my pleasure on behalf of the AMHF Board of Directors to present you with this commemorative ring in recognition of your induction.
All right, guys, yay! Woo! I know it wasn't going on the mantle at all. And every time I leave the house, on my finger. Oh, this is fantastic.
And I just want to say thank you to Wes for being the Grand Marshal. It's been great to have you here and be part of Vintage Motorcycle Days event. Thank you.
So much.
Congratulations.